It's Reloaded, man. It's your boy 3-Letter Man. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. You see where to follow your boy at. Hit the like button also. I appreciate that. Y'all see the title of this one, man. Let's talk about it, man. MOBB, DEP, ACD, Burn Something. Let's get lifty. Queens, is you with me? Woo, man. If I die, I couldn't pick a better location. Oh, man. I can move the crowd by the slugs in the sky. Oh, my God. Yo, man, you got to understand something, man. Mobb Deep, what they mean to the culture, what they mean to me, man, what they mean to me. Like, and I ain't trying to play Juvenile Hell, their first album like that, but come on, son. You know what it is with Mobb Deep's first album when it was shorties? For me, anyway, I'm speaking for myself. Juvenile Hell when they're like 14, 15, going to Arts and Design High School and stuff like that. It's like Tribe Called Quest's first album, People, Instinctive, Lives, da-da-da. Yes, I like Can I Kick It? Yes, I like Bonita Applebum. But I ain't never like I left my wallet in El Segundo. First of all, I would like to know to this day, why was the title of that song called I Left My Wallet in El Segundo? Well, like, why did LL Cool J name a song called Pink Cookies in a Plastic Bag Getting Crushed by Buildings? Like, that, these are titles of songs. Like, what was y'all on that y'all decided? Anyway, let's stay focused, things. Stay focused, my bad. Part of so. You know what I mean? But from Infamous, you know, when you talk about that 3-year run of albums, you know, in hip-hop, a lot of people don't have that. You know what I mean? Mobb Deep has that. Redman has that. EPMD has that. Outkast has that. You know what I mean? When I say that, like, for Mobb Deep, right, you got the Infamous, Hell on Earth, Murder Music. Shit, I would even throw Free Agents in there also. If you're a big Mobb Deep fan like myself, you know, the album they did with G-Unit, that was cool. Put them in a place, that was cool and everything like that. But, you know, and even EPMD, you know what I'm saying? All the, you know, their thing was the business as usual, business never personal. It's always business, you know. The first 3 albums, EPMD was classic. Redman, There's a Dark Side. What the album, There's a Dark Side, and Muddy Waters. And the Outkast, you have with Southern Playalistic, AT and Aquemini. Those are classic albums. Like, I ain't like Stankonia, y'all. That wasn't my thing. I just didn't like Stan. It wasn't bad, but I don't put Stankonia at the same table with AT Southern Playalistic, and Aquemini. I don't anyway. You know what I mean? Nas, too. You can say Nas from Illmatic. It was written I Am. Even though I Am wasn't a classic, but it was a strong format album. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put DMX in there either, first 3 albums. You can put Hov in there also. You know? But you can see where I'm going with it, right? But, you know, I was very leery when I heard that Mobb and Alchemist, Havoc and Alchemist were linking up, and I should have known better, right? Pardon myself. When Havoc and Alchemist were linking up to do a Mobb album, P's not here no more, God bless the dead, and Bandana P, he's not here no more, and y'all gotta take old verses that was scrapped, you never used, you have it on a hard disk drive from years ago that's not gonna be heard and anything like that. Because I go back to the Biggie Smalls Duets album. I didn't like that Biggie album, that Puffin. I didn't like that, dog. Did Puffin do that? I don't know. Whoever did that, I didn't like that. Even the Tupac album that when he passed away, I didn't like that too much. I can't really recall too much when brothers that passed away and they got leftover music and then producers are trying to link up and synchronizing your voice in this beat and stuff. But me as a hip-hop head should have known better when Havoc and Alchemist link up. Alchemist is my favorite producer right now. Havoc is definitely my top 5, and he probably ain't 5 in my favorite producers of all time. For what Havoc has done for the whole Mobb catalog, I mean, I always go back to Joe Budden, right? When Joe Budden had this song called Blood on the Wall, and he's dissing Prodigy, right? And he says, so what he says, beats helped you out most of your career. You know what I mean? said beats help you out most of your career. And when Joe Budden made that line about Prodigy, he's talking about Havoc. He's basically saying that, you know, P ain't a dope lyricist and beats help you out most of your career, right? And that's, you know, even when what's that song Jay-Z had on Blueprint 3? Was it A Star's Born? Not A Star's Born. Yeah, Star's Born with J. Cole. When he's saying basically I had love for Mobb Deep, but you know, they took it too far, whatever, and everything like that. So, but let's get into this Mobb Deep Infinity album, man. Very, very dope album. Very dope album, man. Listening to Prodigy, man, it's almost like as you're getting into his lyrics and get into the that mob vibe that they give us and deliver to us, it's like you forget P for like 5 seconds. You forget P's not here no more. You know what I'm saying? You basically forget like P's not here no more, and then when the song's over, reality sets in like, damn, I just heard a Mobb Deep song, P not here no more. He just spit a dope verse and stuff like that. And I love the Mob, and I never shortchange Havoc. And when he does like Havoc, don't have dope verses. We tend to do that in hip hop, where like when there's a group, we always pin them against each other, who's better than whom and everything like that. You know what I mean? Is Eric better than Parrish? Is Run better than DMC? Is Tech better than Steele and Smith & Wesson? Is Andre 3000 better than Big Boy? Is, you know, Pimp C better than Bun B? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always do that in hip hop. Like, we pin artists against each other. Wu-Tang, who's the best Wu-Tang artist? And Method Man, Ghostface, Raekwon, GZA. You know, we always have, we're not going to say You God and Master Killer, whatever, right? But can't front what Havoc does in terms of beats and rapping. Like, he has two things. He got to make sure everything's intact. He has to make sure that's a dope beat that him and Prodigy can come together and both like, because even though he's the one making the beat, right? Then you got to go against P verse or verse and maintain with him, and y'all going at each other in verses. Not saying it's sparring, right? But let's get into this, man. Track 1, Against the World, produced by Havoc. The horns on here are very dope, Havoc. Very, very dope, man. I'm very big on how you set off an album, so I thought they set off the album very dope. Just to hear P say, New York, just the way, you know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, when you think of New York, man, hip-hop in the 90s, bro, like, who was yes, we had New York, a lot of New Yorkers in hip-hop in the 90s, but representation of New York City, that New York sound, you really can't even say the Wu-Tang Clan, though, to be honest, because they brought a sound to hip-hop. And the Mobb Deep was New York, man. I ain't saying the Wu wasn't. I ain't saying the Bush Babies wasn't. I ain't saying Smith & Wesson wasn't. I ain't saying none, you know what I mean? Like, the Grave Diggers. I ain't saying Ill Al Scratch, the Cellar Dwellers. I ain't saying none of them groups. M.O.P. was in New York. Sue the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler, Craig Mag, Big, Nas, Buckshot Shorty, OGC, DITC. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? I'm not saying they wasn't New York, but the mall, yo. Oh, man. You know what I mean? And P said he went to Wet Willie's and stuff. He had a Wet Willie's reference. Made me really understand how old this song was. That had in the stash, man. And then Hav talking about his brother Killer Black, Killer B. You know what I mean? It's Mobb Deep Against the World. I like this song though. Like set off. Track 2, Gunfire, produced by Alchemist. Beat is insane by Alchemist, man. Prodigy, F all the debating and conversation about who the top nigga that rap. P, man. I love how Havoc's flowing. The thing about Havoc, though, man, he has so much dope wordplay, and he knows how to ride a beat. P's flow is more laid back and slow flow, but Havoc picks up the tempo a little bit more than P. When it's always been like that, right? Then you go to track 3, which is one of my favorite songs. Like, one of them is Easy Bruh, produced by Havoc. This beat is so dope, man. Got P on the hook. I really, really like this song, Easy Bruh, man. Prodigy said, my fans are crazy. You might get shot. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's a very dope song. You got Havoc versus dope also. The hook dominates this song. Easy, bro. The The Easy bro really dominates that song, man. Track 4, we got. Did I make sure I'm on point here? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, there, bam. Track 4, Look at Me featuring the Clipse. Now, how interesting is it the Clipse are on this album? Because you know what? There was a lot of Twitter talk about 3 months ago, and a lot of Mobb Deep, Clipse, who's a better group. And then I love the fact how that got shut down. Let me remind y'all again how that got shut down. So the Clipse are on Drink Champs with Nori. And the way Pusha T said, ain't nobody better than Mobb Deep. So all you niggas out there that was saying the Clipse over the Mob, Pusha T killed that though. But whatever, neither of that. But to get the Clipse on the song, and I think that was very dope. Obviously, Havoc and Alchemist, you would think they reached out to the Clipse to get them on the album. I don't think the Clipse are the ones making a phone call to Havoc. Yo, let me get on the drink. So, showing solidarity, killing all the, let's pin the Mob over Clipse, and the Clipse over Mob. They kill all that conversation and everything like that. And then you got the Clipse who have one of the best albums this year, with God Sort Out and everything like that, right? So they got a song called Look at Me featuring the Clipse, produced by Havoc. P sets it off. You know, it seems to be the theme of Infinity that P sets off a lot of albums. It's almost like when Sticky Fingers from the Onyx with Fred Joe Starr and Sonny C. If you notice back in the Onyx days, Sticky Fingers will always end. He always had the last verse on them Onyx tracks, man. Go back to Back Up and All We Got Is Us albums and all that. Sticky always finished with the last verse. You got Havoc on the hook. I thought Pusha verse was dope. You got P and Havoc going back and forth. Malice verse was really dope. He might have had the best verse on here. I ain't even gonna front you though. Malice might have had the best verse on here. But according to the culture who rock with the Clipse, I rock with the Clipse obviously. But I felt like a lot of people felt Malice was the MVP of that Clipse album. Right? Track 4, 5, the M.O. BB featuring Big Annoyed, produced by Havoc. Big Noise sets it off. And what's a Mob album without Big Noise? You gotta have Rapper Noid on here, man. You gotta have Rapper Noid on here. I ain't gonna say too much of the Twins and all them other guys, and Gambinos and all them dudes. But you definitely gotta have Rapper Noid, Big Noid. What you call Rapper Noid, Big Noid? Same thing, right? Well, different names and everything like that. This is so NY, man. This song is so New York. Havoc with another dope beat, man. And the way Pete verse just sets it off. You know, one thing about Prodigy that he was always good at, though, man, whether it was setting off the verse or rapping after Havoc and the hook and he has to rap, he just knows, his voice just opens. It's like this, almost like when Pete starts rapping, you're like, oh shit, who's that? He catches your attention. I always say hip-hop voices, right? Like distinctive voices in hip-hop that stand out when they rap. Tupac, Prodigy, Rakim, Chuck D from Public Enemy, like even Too Short to a large degree. Like their voices really stand out when they rap. You know, it demands your attention and stuff, man. But I like this song, man. Very dope song, man. Track 6, Down For You, featuring Nas and John Smith. And listen, shout out to Nas and Master Appeal also. Love what they do in the Master Appeal. Master Appeal is giving me loud record vibes. Like when Steve Starr had Loud Records. Give me them kind of vibes over there with Nas got going over here with Master Appeal. Because you know Mobb Deep, Ghostface on the Master Appeal also. I like what Nas is doing for all the old school rappers and stuff like that. Old school rappers, right? Wow. But Down For You featuring Nas and John J. Smith, produced by Havoc. Havoc sets it off. I think it's one of the best Havoc's best verses on here. And talking about a female, but Havoc verse is really dope, man. This is the Georgine Smith, nice on the hook. You got Nas. I like how Nas freaked his verse though, because if you go back to the song on Murder Music, it's love, life is mine. Y'all need to give it up. We don't give a fuck. What y'all niggas want, life is. And that's when I said, 6 shirts on my chest with a flirt. Halle Berry blew a kiss at the Barbra Streisand concert. And then Nas freaked that whole rhyme on here. Silk shirts on my chest, show dice work. I blew a kiss at her from afar at the Jonathan Smith concert. Probably respond like Halle did, like, you know. And then he did the Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike bars he had in here. P verse is okay. It was okay. Yeah, but Nas got crazy on here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Track 7, Taj Mahal, produced by Alchemist. Storytelling verse from P. Mom, yo, you know we talk a lot of times about people who are dope storytellers in hip hop. Gotta throw the Mobb in there, bro. We gotta throw the Mobb in there, man. With temperatures rising, Cradle to the Grave, Trife Life 1 and 2. The Mobb got a lot of dope storytelling joints, man. You know how captivating you gotta be, y'all. It's like a movie you're telling. You're a rapper, right? And you're doing a storytelling joint. You're basically painting a picture, painting a movie, and you gotta keep us in tune to the whole verse. That's why Ghostface verse on Impossible from 30 what's that Forever was so ill. Blood on his wall is like ketchup, like he was just you know what I mean? But it's their prodigy say head nigga recharge, that's just from the city that never sleep, we take power naps. From the borough that sold the most albums of rap, we last the longest. Run raps around your strongest. Dope song. Track 8, Mr. Magic, produced by Havoc. The beat is dope. P and Havoc on Hook together, going back and forth. P sets it off with a slow flow, the voice infliction by Prodigy, man. And then verse 2, you got Havoc, P going back and forth. I love when they do back and forth. And P and Hav, for the most part, Run DMC and Smith and Wesson was always good with the back and forth. Jadakiss and Styles with the back and forth. Notice I said Run DMC first because I know we credit that a lot to Jadakiss and Styles P, but Run DMC was really the people that did the back and forth. Like you get 6 bars, I get 8, you do 4, I do 4. Run DMC was the forefathers of that first. And then Smith and Wesson did a good job with that. But for the most part, the Mobb didn't really do that too much in their career. I mean, Cradle to the Grave and other songs they might have had where they did that, but for the most part, they didn't do that too much. There was that verse first, solid song though. Track 9, Score Points, produced by Alchemist. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a dope beat, man. Yo, this beat, because if you look at the Alchemist, he's worked with Boldy, James, and Conway, right? I swear to God, if Prodigy was still alive, I would have loved to hear Prodigy and a Boldy James song. How both their flows are just slow and laid back. An Alchemist song with Prodigy and Boldy James. And Conway too. Listen to this beat, gave me Conway vibe. I can hear Conway on this beat. I can hear Boldy James on the Score Points joint. But I think Havoc was the MVP of this song. His verse, from the bars, from the wordplay, from how he wrote the beat. I thought Havoc on Score Points got crazy. Where Havoc said, think about my life and all the moments I could have folded but never folded. No lies or sugar-coated. Sit you down like COVID. My brain overloaded with that bullshit y'all niggas spit. That's duly noted. Yo, Havoc was wildin' on Score Points. He got crazy on his verse. And then track 10, My Era, produced by Alchemist. When you hear a song like My Era, you kind of know where they going with this. P sets it off. Your favorite rapper got all my songs on a hard drive. So a lot of you niggas like Pusha T. I'm just saying. You talking about niggas like that. I like the hook. I like how they showing love to Wu-Tang, Big Pun. When rappers would be... Listen, man, I'm from the era when rappers would make songs and they would shout out other rappers. I mean, look at Tribe Called Quest album cover for Midnight Marauders when they got other rappers. You wouldn't even see rappers do shit like that no more. Go back to Tribe Called Quest Midnight Marauders album, how they got all other rappers on the cover. Large Professor, De La Soul. Niggas ain't gonna do that no more. If you do that, niggas gonna say you glazing. You can't do no shit like this in this era of hip hop. But I'm from an era also when niggas would shout out other rappers on their songs and shit. That's why this shit is so. That's, I don't know. But shouting out Wu-Tang, Big Pun, Nas, Hove, Dipset, Lox, Tupac, Big, Snoop, Group Home, Boot Camp Click, CNN, Capone Noriega, MOP, Junior Mafia. I love the MOP shout out. I really love the MOP shout out from Mobb Deep. Like P said, we live forever. My ever stay golden, and that's just real. They don't get no realer than that. We live forever, and my ever stay golden. That's just track 11, Pour the Henny, featuring Nas, produced by Havoc. This song title, song Pour the Henny. This is like late 90s, early 2000 vibes, you know. Half sets it off, but I thought P was the MVP of this song. I did songs with Mary J. Blige, my nigga, Mariah Carey, Big Pun, and Nas, my nigga. I did songs with Biggie Smalls, my nigga, M, 50 Cent. I did all my nigga. You got Havoc on the hook. Last verse with Nas was solid and everything, but I thought Prodigy was. And then track 12, another one of my favorite songs on here is Clear Black Nights featuring Raekwon and Ghostface. Like, go back to the Infamous. Raekwon and Ghostface on like 2 songs. Raekwon on 2 songs on the Infamous. 2 songs. On Eye for an Eye and the other song with Ghostface and Raekwon. Raekwon is on Hell on Earth. Method Man is Hell on Earth. You know what I mean? Let that sink in for a second. So yeah, Clear Black, I love this song a lot. Scorpio Child was written in the stars. I'll be the one with 9,000 bars. You just a dirty pussy nigga, Pap Smear. I'm a dirty New York nigga who love the crack bears. Having verses talking about him and P, Journey. The beat switch up for Ghostface was fire. This beat is fire, but the beat switch up for Raekwon is fire. Track 13, Discontinued, produced by Havoc. You know, P with the slow flow. I like the flow pockets he got into this one. You know, he even said, observe my cadence. To be dope is in my blood. I don't take vacations. The Havoc on the hook. Havoc verse was solid. And track 14, Love the Way. Now, Love the Way part 2 is the same song they did for Day For You's thing. It's like a part 2 here. But it never in rap have I ever remember a rapper using the same beat for one track 6 or one track 14. Never seen that before. We're here now. And the track 415, my favorite song on this album is We The Real Thing, produced by Havoc. One of the best beats on here. P sets it off with the hook. My favorite song on here. P dominated this verse. One of my favorite verses by P is on here. I'm fresh out the can, still smelling like Jack Mack. Love this song. Love this album. Gotta be honest, I'm giving this project 4 mics. Strong 4. R.I.P. Prodigy, Alchemist, and Havoc. Man, what y'all did for this album, man. Very dope project, man. In fact, I can't wait to do my end of the year projects. This is gonna be high up there, yo. Love Mobb Deep. Y'all know how I feel about the MOBBDEPACD Burnside. Get Lifty Queens. Is you with me? R.I.P. Prodigy. Shout out to Havoc. Love what you do for hip hop. Nas, Mass Appeal, everything like that. Hip hop.